This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
We get reaction as the United States Supreme Court rules in favor of an area woman in a speech case. Hello everyone, I'm Ken Kara. I hope you're having a great day and I thank you for spending part of it with us. Let's get to the information. In today's news feature, Lisa Sugart has more information on a case involving a former cheerleader in our area that went all the way to the Supreme Court.
The United States Supreme Court on Wednesday issued a ruling in the case Mahanoy Area School District versus BL. Brandy Levy was a former cheerleader at the school, now a college student. Now, Brandy was not able to be with us for this interview, unfortunately, but I am pleased to be joined by one of her attorneys, Sarah Rose, who is the senior staff attorney for the American Civil Liberties Union of Pennsylvania. Sarah, thank you so much for joining us. Can you please tell us briefly what this case involved for people who may not be familiar with it and how the Supreme Court has ruled?
So this case centered on a student, Brandy Levy, who sent a snap, which is a social media message, back in 2017 to her friends from a convenience store, the Cocoa Hut, on a weekend, and she was frustrated by not making the varsity cheerleading team and having to stay on the JV team for another year. Plus, she didn't get the position she wanted in softball and was frustrated by and stressed about, her upcoming final exams. It was her freshman year in high school. And, just to blow off steam, she and her friend took a photo of themselves at this convenience store with their middle fingers raised. And she had a caption that said, used the F word in connection with the word cheer. And as a result of that, a student who was not one of her Snapchat friends saw the message on another student's phone, took a screenshot of it and showed it to her mom, who happened to be the cheerleading coach. And as a result of that, Brandy was suspended from the JV cheerleading team for an entire year. And she and her parents did not think that that was fair. They felt like she had a free speech right to post that message on her own time from her own device. And they contacted the ACLU. And after some, failed discussions with the school district, we ended up filing a lawsuit on Brandy's behalf back in 2017. And 4 years later, we got a decision from the US Supreme Court in favor of Brandy, ruling that the school district violated Brandy's free speech rights when it punished her for sending the snap on her own time. And this is really the first decision since 1969 by the US Supreme Court in favor of a student's free speech rights. And it's a really significant decision because it's also the first time that the US Supreme Court has spoken about the rights of students to engage in speech when they are outside of school.
The ruling did not totally ban schools from regulating off-campus speech, correct? They still can take action on certain kinds of speech.
Court did not issue a bright line rule about whether schools can punish kids for off-campus speech. Instead, the court provided some guidance and factors for schools and the lower federal courts to consider when deciding whether a punishment for off-campus speech is appropriate. One of the important factors is whether the speech actually created a material and substantial disruption at school. Here, the court said there was no evidence that Brandy's snap disrupted either the school or the cheerleading team, and so there was no basis for the school basically had no interest in policing this kind of speech. But the court said, there might be other kinds of speech that a school does have a special interest in punishing or censoring, and that kind of speech is really is really speech that has a strong effect on the school or on one of the students at the school. But the court was really careful to say that speech that's not about a particular student or teacher or about the school should be protected, even if it expresses an offensive message, because we protect speech even if it's offensive, even if it's crude in this country. And the court was careful to note that schools have an obligation to teach kids why we protect that kind of speech. So not only do schools need to respect that kind of speech, but they need to teach kids about our free speech values.
Lastly, what do you think this means now going forward for schools? Well, I'm sure all eyes were on this case, and I'm sure all schools were watching very closely.
The court wanted to leave some room for the law to develop and give school administrators some leeway to address, I think, what everyone agrees is harmful speech. That would be threatening speech, bullying and harassing speech. But they also wanted to send a message to schools to be cautious and to recognize that there are limits on school authority to punish kids for what they say when they're outside of school.
Today's news feature is brought to you by The Cheese Store and more. Go to their Facebook page to see their specials and check out their catering menu.
On Thursday, the Monomoy Area School District's Facebook page had a response to the U.S. Supreme Court's decision from their solicitor. The statement says the district fully respects the court's decision and is pleased that the court did recognize that there are circumstances in which a public school entity may take action based on out-of-school statements. The statement goes on to say that the district congratulates Brandy Levy on success in the case and wishes her luck in her future endeavors. The Hazleton Integration Project has started a fundraiser for a Hazleton teen that was killed in a hit-and-run crash. The money will help pay for funeral expenses for 15-year-old Hector Padilla. To donate, you can go to GoFundMe.com and search Hector's name. There are other donation options up on your screen. If they raise extra money, the Hazleton Integration Project will use it as a reward for information that leads to an arrest of the person that hit Padilla. If you have any information on this 2007 to 2014 four-door Chevy Silverado with possible passenger side damage, you're asked to call 911.
Time now for weather on SSPTV News.
Here's our forecast from the National Weather Service on Saturday. A chance of showers after 2 p.m., mostly cloudy with a high near 80 degrees. Saturday night, a chance of showers before 8 p.m., mostly cloudy with a low in the 60s. Sunday, a chance of showers with thunderstorms also possible, mostly cloudy with a high near 80 degrees. Sunday night, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with a low in the 60s. Monday, showers likely and a possible thunderstorm, partly sunny with a high near 80 degrees. Monday night, showers likely and a possible thunderstorm, mostly cloudy with a low in the 60s. And Tuesday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny with a high near 80 degrees. The weather is brought to you by Valley High Food Drive-In in West Hazleton. They're open Monday through Saturday from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. and Sunday from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. These hours may vary as they work on staffing for the summer, so call ahead or check them out on Facebook. Our countdown continues. There's only 29 days until the Pennsylvania 11 to 12-year-old Little League All-Star Tournament at Whispering Willows Park in Cunningham. Today's countdown is brought to you by the Brass Buckle Mexican Restaurant. Hit a home run just across the street from Whispering Willows Park. Ken Pollock Ford, the most important option on your next vehicle is your dealership. Make that dealership Ken Pollock Ford, your #1 most trusted dealer. Where's Food Market? Shop fast and save money. Over 6,000 items on sale every day. Valvella Law, seriously injured in a car accident? Call us. And All Care Home Care. Your loved ones deserve the very best. For excellent home health care, call 570-459-3002. And we'll be right back with much more local information.
Good evening, everyone. Here's today's Talk of the Town. The 4th Annual Outdoor Carnival at the Laurel Mall will be held on June 18th through June 26th. For more information on the event, you can call the mall at 570-545-2100. Today's social report is brought to you by Harmon Funeral Homes and Crematory. Call 570-788-0977 or go to harmonfuneral.com. And that's today's Talk of the Town.